A lot of people ask me about the mentoring and coaching sessions I offer. One of the most important key elements is role playing. It's a fundamental practice that helps us train to improve and increase our results. Okay, so Elizaveta, first and foremost, I just wanted to say thank you for providing me the opportunity to share some information with you and help you with the sale. So I always like to begin these conversations just by starting off asking a few questions so that I know that I'm on the same page with you. Would that be okay?
Sure.
Okay, great. So the first question I have for you, which I'm pretty sure I know the answer to, based on our initial conversation that we had on the phone, is that you definitely want to have the home sold. You're not interested in doing something else with it, like holding on to it or renting it. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, great. That leads me to my next question, which I'm also pretty certain I know the answer to, is that we would want to position the property price-wise to sell. We definitely don't want to give it away, right? And at the same time, I imagine you're really not interested in having it sit on the market for an extended period of time, like 6 or 7 months, just testing the market, correct?
Yes.
Okay, good. And that leads me to my third question. And we really seem to be moving in this direction. I'm aware that I sent you out some information on myself in terms of reviews. Did you have an opportunity to look at those reviews online?
Yeah. Looks great.
Okay, good, great. So, so it sounds like you checked me out. You had an opportunity to see all that. Have you already decided that you'd like for me to help you with the sale?
We have not decided yet.
Not decided yet? Perfect. This is a big decision. I want to be clear today. That definitely is my intention. So, provided that what I say to you does make sense, you feel comfortable and confident with me and my team that we can not only help you sell this property, but we can also help make it a smooth transition. The numbers work out. Myself, my team, and my staff, we're standing at the ready. And in fact, I've brought all the appropriate paperwork. I even sent it out to you so that you could review it, so that if that be the case, we can get started right away. Okay?
Okay.
Great. And then along those lines, you were kind enough to share with me that in terms of the selection process of an agent, you were looking for someone that was just going to be very honest with you, that was going to tell you what's needed in order to get things done, and then also someone that would look out for your best interest to ensure that you're getting the most amount of money possible. Correct?
Yes.
Thank you. So, is there anything else that you'd be looking for from me today, Elizaveta, that would be really important to you, that would cause you to feel comfortable and confident just to proceed and put me to work?
Not really. The most important thing is getting it sold.
At the culmination of our time together today, really there's three potential outcomes. The first potential outcome, which we really seem to be moving in that direction, is that you decide to list the home with me. And again, as I shared, myself, team, and staff, we'd all be very excited to have that privilege to help you with this. The second potential outcome is that for whatever reason, you may decide not to list the home with me, and that's okay too. And then the third potential outcome, and this is just as important as the other two, Elizaveta, is that for some reason, if I honestly felt, I mean, really felt that I would not be able to help you get what you wanted in the time that you wanted, then I may very humbly decline the opportunity to list your home. And the only reason that I would do this, Elizabetta, is I would much rather earn your business with integrity, being very honest and straightforward with you with regards to what's reasonable and realistic in terms of market pricing. And so any one of those three options, I'm really okay with. Fair enough?
Yes.
Okay, great. And then you were kind enough to share with me in terms of the selection process or in terms of, what was the most important to you is that you were selling this property so that you could move to Indianapolis. Is that right?
Yes.
And remind me again, what's important to you about getting to Indianapolis?
We are just moving to be closer to family.
Oh, closer to the family. That's right. I remember that. And remind me, I think you shared that your daughter is in Indianapolis. Is that right?
Yes, she's.
Now, do you have grandkids?
We have two and we are about to get a third one.
A third grand. Oh, wow. Remind me, the baby is due when?
July.
July. Wow. So, how's that important to you to be living closer to family, the grandkids, and so forth?
It is very important.
Very important. Okay, so let's say that you and I meet and we get the property with photography and everything, we get it on the market and we get you sold. And now you're living near the grandkids and your daughter. What's important about that for you?
I believe it would make my life and her life more peaceful because three kids. She needs help.
Yes, yeah. So I'm imagining you would have the peace of knowing that she's got the support that she needs. And I know she would have the peace knowing that you're there supporting her. Peace. Isn't that a great feeling?
Yeah, it sounds amazing.
That's all the more reason that I want to help you accomplish this. So, in a perfect world, with the baby due in July, gosh, we're already midway through April. Ideally, how soon would you like to have this home sold so that you could move up there?
Ideally, as soon as possible.
Okay, as soon as possible. And again, are you going to need some relocation assistance, or have you already found your home near your daughter up there?
We might need some assistance.
Okay, so would it make sense if I connected you with a top agent that's in my network that could start giving you some ideas as to what's available to you when you go up there? Because I remember you saying that you were going to purchase a house. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Very good. So I'll make that connection. I've got great agents that are in that area, and I want to see you taken care of, not just on this end, but on the other end as well. And then you also shared with me that in terms of uh, when we do sell the property, I think you have a balance owed of only about $60,000. Is that right?
Yes.
And you're not interested in acting like a bank and holding a note or a mortgage for the buyer. You just want me to help you get all the cash out. Is that correct?
Correct.
So, and then just so in terms of showings under normal conditions, is somebody going to be home or who would you like us to contact when for showings and things of that nature?
Well, we will have to stay here until we sell the property. So we will try our best to be home when the potential buyers arrive.
Okay. All right. Now, I want to be clear. You don't have to feel like you're tied to the property. Would you be okay with us using an electronically monitored lockbox that tells us the date and the time that people are entering and leaving your home? That way, you don't have to be tied to the home. Is that something that you think would help you?
Oh, we can do that as long as we still live in the property.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, even if you decided that, hey, you wanted to get up there sooner and you wanted to, be there sooner for your daughter and leave before the property closes, we can still use the lockbox to very securely get people in and out of the home. So that's an
Okay.
option. And then part of the value that we bring, I'm aware that, part of the value that we bring is communication. I'm also aware that everybody has a different preferred method of communication. So as things are progressing, as we have showings that are happening, or as we get offers that come in and things of that nature, um, how would you prefer that we communicate with you? Calls, emails, or texting? What's your preferred method?
Texting or calls.
Okay, so we're going to start text and then calls. And then when we get offers that come in that are acceptable to you, we can send those out via DocuSign. Does that work for you? Are you comfortable with that?
Yeah.
Okay, terrific. So, and then when we spoke, I think you shared with me that you were interested in getting like 7 to 750 for your house, correct?
Yes.
Okay, terrific. So I'm crystal clear on the situation. And again, Elizaveta, I feel supremely confident, provided the opportunity that we can help. So the good news is we really only have to focus on two things during our time together today. The first will be your motivation to sell this home, and you've made that clear. It's time to get up there to support your daughter with three kids, correct? Yeah. And then the second thing that we'll have to look at is the price that we ultimately choose to put on your home. So I've prepared, I've sent it out to you, and I've also got it available. I'm going to screen share with you today a market analysis. And the purpose of this is really to make a very educated guess with regards to your home's value in the market today. Fair enough?
Yes.
So it's comprised of two types of research. The first part is what's active and available that other buyers, can purchase right now, their condition, features, and price. And then the second data point that we'll look at is what's sold and closed. Because let's face it, what something's worth really is what someone's willing to pay for it. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and quite frankly, the neighbors, they've done us a big favor. The neighbors that are still on the market that haven't sold, do you know what that favor is?
No.
They've already tested the market for us at certain prices, and it's not working. And we can learn from their mistakes. We can learn from their time, energy, and money that they've invested, and we don't have to make that same mistake. So, as we look at this information together as a team, what's going to end up coming to the surface is not a pinpoint to the penny in terms of price, but instead a very realistic range. So, I always like to ask homeowners, Elizaveta, are you familiar with the way that buyers determine value for a home like this and in a community like this?
Do they comparison shop, I'd assume?
Yeah, exactly. They comparison shop. So, in other words, they're going to look at your home, they're going to factor in its features, its condition, and its price. And then they're going to look at other homes that are available for sale, their condition, features, and price. And then they're also going to look at homes that have recently sold, like in the last 6 months, condition, features, and price. And from all that information, the buying public is going to make a determination as to where they feel comfortable making you an offer. So I find it super helpful. Sometimes it can be a challenge. I'm not suggesting that it'll be true for you, but just to really try to do our best to look at this information through the eyes of the buyer. Because I'm aware that the buyer's hat, it's very different from the seller's hat. And really, by asking ourselves this question, Elizaveta, as we go through this information, if you were going to buy this home all over again, having reviewed the information that we're about to look at, the question to be asking yourself is where would you feel comfortable making an offer on this home, given its price, features, and condition, that you believe would be reflective of fair market value?
It does.
Because most buyers are going to feel pretty similar to you. So we'll go through this information together. We'll see that realistic range emerge. From there, it's just going to come down to strategy. I'll go over the various strategies with you because I want you to feel comfortable with the strategy we end up choosing. I'll answer any questions that you may have, and then provided it all makes sense, we can go ahead and take care of the appropriate paperwork. So, Elizaveta, I don't know if you can see this, but we're right in the multiple listing services where I got this information from, and I pulled up everything that's active, everything that's pending under contract, and everything that's sold in the last 6 months. We're only interested in single family homes, and this is the area that I've chosen. As you can see, I'm only looking at your community, Bay Hill. So with that in mind, the county is showing that your property, I've got the details here, 2643 square feet, and it's a 3 bedroom, 2.5 bath. Does that ring with you?
Yes.
Okay, great. So when we refine the search, it looked like this. So let's take a look at this first one, shall we?
Mm-hmm.
So this first one, you can see, when did it come on the market?
Couple months ago,
Yep. And what price were they asking?
895,
Correct. And you can see what year was it built?
1973.
Yep. So really close to us. We were 84, so within 9 years of us. And you can see how many days was this on the market?
7,
Yep. Now, square footage, what was it, square footage?
30,000.
So it was larger than us by about 400 square feet, which is about the size of a two-car garage, just for reference sake. And what did this one sell for?
799.
Yep. So, and let's get a sense of its condition. Okay, so brand new bathrooms, kitchen, and new roof in 2022. Looks like $200,000 in premium upgrades were spent, an updated HVAC system. So now let's get a sense of its condition. Look at the pictures. Now, this one does not have a swimming pool, but you can see, looks like the kitchen was updated. It's got granite, stainless steel appliances, new cabinets. Bathrooms are definitely updated, both bathrooms actually. and they've done some new flooring, and this one did have a spa. Would you say, having seen these pictures, that this one is similar to yours, not as nice, or nicer?
I'd say it's pretty similar.
I would agree, especially with what you've done to yours. So now, for the sake of time, I'm out of the role play right now. You'll do this with every single comparable. Okay, you'll just go through them one at a time. So now that I've gotten to the last one, so now that you've seen all of these comparables, Elizaveta, again, that question that I asked you is going to be really important here. The real question that you want to be asking yourself is where would you say that you'd feel comfortable making an offer on your home that you believe would be reflective of fair market value? And now I've done a little math for us, so I want to share that with you. I've taken the price per square foot and we've calculated the high, average, and low at your square footage. So we've done a little bit of math. So again, where would you feel comfortable making an offer on your home based on what you've seen in these comparables?
What would be your suggestion?
Well, I mean, if we look at the market, let's always go to the market because the market's going to tell us everything that we need to know, right? There was a comparable that was very, very similar to yours, that I think was most like yours. And if you remember, it was this one right here because of its condition. Now that one was at about 266 a square foot. Let's see where that would plug in and put us. So now that one also didn't have a swimming pool. And if you remember, I shared with you that an appraiser would allow about 50,000 for a pool, plus you have a screen, so maybe about another $5,000. Yeah. So, I mean, I would say somewhere between here and here. Would you consider selling at that price in that range?
Yeah, I mean, we wanted to sell it for 750 and it fits in that range, I'd
It's right
say.
in that range. Exactly. So, may I offer a suggestion? If we do the 775, that's an important number. And can I share with you why?
Absolutely.
Okay. Have you looked for homes online in Indianapolis at all?
We did.
Okay. So when you look online, I imagine that you're aware that you can search criteria, and part of that criteria is price, correct?
Mhm.
Okay. So I'm going to show you something that a lot of agents and a lot of people don't realize is that 775 is a very important number. Can I show you why?
Yes, please.
So if we're priced at 775, those drop-down menus, as you're get searching with criteria for homes in Indianapolis, the pricing is in $25,000 increments, correct?
Mhm.
Now, since computers read things literally, if we price you at 775, we're going to be capturing two market segments. We're going to be capturing everyone that is looking from here to here and everyone that is looking from here to here. That's
Mhm.
two market segments.
Mhm.
Would you consider listing it at the 775?
So would you say we can get more than 750 for this house?
Yeah, I mean, if you look at based on you've got a swimming pool as
Hmm.
well as you've got the updates this house had, and they were at the 266 per square foot. I would say we could add the pool for sure.
Okay. Yeah.
You want to list it at the 775?
Yeah, that works.
Okay, perfect. And then I would just start going over paperwork at that point.
Okay.
Or if it's a Zoom call, then it would just go like this. So great. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to have my listing coordinator, Teddy Descalzi. She's going to send out all the listing paperwork. Is that something that you can, and it'll be via DocuSign. Is that something that you can visit today?
Hmm.
Okay, great.
At what point do you not give them a time to ask you questions? Does it make
Well, yeah, I mean, if I'm sensing that there's questions,
hmm
usually it would be right before I ask them, so are you okay listing it at the 775? Are there any other questions? And then they'll say, or I'll just ask, are you okay listing it at the 775? And if
hmm
they are, then I just go into it because paperwork is going to spark questions. And there's no reason to get more objections or questions at that point. Make
Makes
sense?